kilómetro es un nuevo monte. El aire fresco.
Toluca por fin otra vez es el campeón del fútbol de México.
Nadie puede parar.
Toluca por fin otra vez es el campeón del fútbol de México.
Nadie puede parar. Por la banda del Toluca voy a correr, con el viento en la espalda, nada que perder. Las luces me siguen mientras empiezo a tocar, la ciudad despierta, lista para vibrar. En cada curva hay una historia detrás, de luchas y victorias y de lo que más. Apretamos el camino, no vamos a fallar. La banda del Toluca no piensa parar. Vamos sin freno, directo al horizonte. Cada kilómetro es un nuevo monte. El aire fresco nos llama a gritar. Nuestros sueños nadie puede parar.
Venga, llega el remate, gol. ¡Gol! En la posición.
Vamos sin freno, directo al horizonte. Cada kilómetro es un nuevo monte. El aire fresco.
Toluca por fin otra vez es el campeón del fútbol de México.
Nadie puede parar. Por la banda del Toluca voy a correr, con el viento en la espalda, nada que perder. Las luces me siguen mientras empiezo a tocar, la ciudad despierta, lista para vibrar. En cada curva hay una historia detrás, de luchas y victorias y de lo que más. Apretamos el camino, no vamos a fallar. La banda del Toluca no piensa parar. Vamos sin freno, directo al horizonte. Cada kilómetro es un nuevo monte. El aire fresco nos llama a gritar. Nuestros sueños nadie puede parar.
Venga, llega el remate, gol. ¡Gol! En la posición.
Vamos sin freno, directo al horizonte. Cada kilómetro es un nuevo monte. Por la banda del Toluca voy a correr.
Yourself on the field to have a little bit of possession, longer spells of possession, to try to create and unbalance your opponent. If not, you're going to stretch your team, you're going to stretch your midfielders and your back line, and your opponent can take advantage of that.
Sanchez heading it away. Ball's going to drift out. Past the touchline, it's going to be a throw-in for Mexico at 16 minutes. Both sides still only know the concept of zero. Rodolanderos, let's talk about Luis Ángel Malagón. A lot of competition coming from Tala Rangel. He had his opportunity against Uruguay, but it just feels like the more confidence Vasco has deposited in Luis Ángel, the more he's responded.
And one of the things that Javier Aguirre said yesterday to the media, which obviously stood up, is I'm not looking only for personnel, I'm looking for leadership. Who has the capacity of, when the going gets tough, who's that next guy that will roll up their sleeves and lift their hand and say, we got this. We don't have to shake and quake under pressure. And I think Luis Ángel Malagón has been one of those players. And we recall that game in Tegucigalpa playing Honduras. Memo Ochoa was injured, and Malagón stood up and had a outstanding match. The goals he conceded wasn't his fault, but I think he's one of the standout players. And considering that Ochoa isn't able to be in this call-up because, according to Javier Aguirre, if you're not playing, if you don't have a team, you will not come back to the national team. Luis Ángel Malagón is his starting goalkeeper.
Thank you, Rolo. So Mexico trying to build slowly from the back, but Japan, the high press is on. And Mariano Trujillo, it's been hard to breathe for Mexico trying to get it across the river.
Japan has been doing it amazingly, Adrian. Not only with intensity, but also with discipline. They're well organized offensively. They start their pressure with two strikers, knowing that Mexico has two center backs and one of the fullbacks. Sometimes Edson Alvarez drops a little bit, and they force Mexico to be predictable. They go to one side and then they apply that high pressure, trying to recover that ball, and it's been working for them. It's the 70th minute, and I think it's the first time Mexico has a little bit of possession with Japan dropping behind the half field.
Marcel Ruiz plays it back to Johan Vasquez, who goes forward. Edson Alvarez, Capitan, right side, Sanchez checking for openings. And a chance for Mexico. Marcel Ruiz is not going to catch up to this offer from Orbelín. Pineda, your thoughts on Orbelín?
I like Orbelín Pineda. I think he's a player that gives you different possibilities. He can play on the side. He can play as the number 10. But again, as Alexis Vega, I'm expecting a little bit more.
Raúl taking this. Oh, he wanted to crack thunder from outside the city. Now it's Edson Alvarez feeding right side to Alvarado. He's on approaching to the 18, tries to float it to the far post. And he was looking to make a connection with Raúl, but Suzuki was all over.
And this is exactly why I would like to have Irving Lozano on that right-hand side. That was a great ball by Edson Alvarez. Piojo Alvarado does the right thing. First time, first touch in front of him, right foot, but he's a left-footed player. And the cross is not the one that Raúl Jiménez that was inside of the box was expecting. If you have a right-footed player on that side, he can go to goal. He can put a more precise cross for Raúl Jiménez. Javier Aguirre likes Alvarado playing on that side because it gives you the possibility of the fullback overlapping and him taking on defenders, cutting the field diagonally. Me personally, I think there's some players that can do it. Some other players are not the best playing in that position.
We're approaching 20 minutes and still 0-0 in Oakland, California. The Coliseum, Mountain Davis, that slab of concrete that's right up to the left of Malagón. And it changed everything in this park long time ago in a galaxy far away. They say that there's a couple of bats buried inside the cement up there as well. I know when I used to broadcast Oakland A's games here, guys like Jason Giambi used to hit golf balls out of here in the middle of the night. They weren't winning too much those days. So him and Matt Stairs, who played in Mexico quite a bit, would just grab their golf bag, tee up, and unload. And now looking to unload Japan once more, but not allowed to enter by Cachorro Montes. Now a chance to provide for Raúl. Again, he's being pressured. They're marking him well. They're not letting him establish himself at all.
Yeah, but you need to be ready for that ball. He has the experience, he has the knowledge and the quality to create the space in between the defender and the ball. Even if you cannot hold the ball to progress with the play, get a foul. Do something. A little bit of oxygen for your team, because as we can see, Mexico recovers the ball and loses the ball right away. Japan has been doing an amazing job defensively, making Mexico predictable. Mexico is playing where Japan wants the Mexican side to play the ball.
And Rolo, this is another player that's received a lot of criticism. There's names like Huescas now in the mix, but Sanchez, what does his future hold for you?
Well, I think it's one of those big question marks at the right back position, and Javier Aguirre has publicly addressed that one of his major doubts is the right back. Either Jorge Sanchez or Israel Reyes, who is not in the call-up. Julian Araujo also was considered in the last Gold Cup. Neither are in this call-up for these two friendly games. Rodrigo Huescas coming back from that suspension in Denmark where he was speeding, and Javier Aguirre has emphasized if you represent the Mexican national team, you have to do it 365 days a year. If you are incurring in one of these things out off the pitch, you will not be considered. So now that he served his suspension back in Denmark, he's available to play back. He's one of those players that has a lot to gain if he convinces Aguirre.
We're approaching at 22 minutes. Thank you, Rolo. Nothing still as Mexico can't find their identity. A couple of approaches, but here's a chance that maybe it creates something for Orbelín and company. He's going to take it. Share or dare. He shares, puts it back to Main Street. Marcel Ruiz resets it for Vega, and Vega can't crack it right, so Johan's going to try to rectify, filtering it forward to Marcel Ruiz. And now it's Gallardo who's going to float it into the area for the header. Edson Alvarez, and it's going to go over the cabin. And an opportunity missed for Mexico, but that looked a little bit better than what we've seen over the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, a little bit better. He wasn't the cleanest, but he was good. They finished the play, they finished the progression with Gallardo putting the ball in the far post, and Edson Alvarez in a comfortable position, making contact with the ball. The header goes over the crossbar, but it's better for Mexico, at least in this last sequence. I like these. Well, I would like to see these more from Mexico, forcing Japan to play that 50-50 ball and then shrink the team and stay compact to try to win that second ball.
Punted clear, not to leave any room for error nor margin, as we see Vasco Aguirre always animated. This stint for Mexico might have been the most difficult, maybe the most pressure he's been under, because he was asked to basically put makeup on everything, fix everything immediately, rectify the ship. But then he said, you know what, I'll do it, but I'm also going to bring the future manager of the Mexican national team with me in Rafa Marquez.
The plan sounds good, but we know the Mexican Federation and how Mexican soccer works. We hope that the plan goes to the end in the right way. You know, with Javier Aguirre being the coach of this 2026 World Cup, and then Rafa Marquez taking over. Rafa Marquez, what can we say about Rafa in his experience as player? He did a great job with Barcelona B in Spain, and I think he's ready to be the national team coach. He has experience, the personality, the leadership, but he needs, Adrian, a good base of players, and I think that's part of what Javier Aguirre is doing right now. Not only thinking of what is ahead of you, but also what you're going to leave for Rafa Marquez for the next World Cup cycle.
And trying to cycle it forward, Japan moving and creeping, and now a miss by Sanchez, and the continuation of the pressure by Minamino, and he's going to want a little bit more attention, but not what he was hoping for from Rubiel Vázquez.
It's Minamino, it's Kubo, it's Ueda. They're crafted players with the ball. They're not the biggest, they're not the strongest, but they handle the ball in an amazing way. It's very difficult to get the ball back from them, and if you add the mobility and the agility that they have without the ball, it's been difficult for Mexico to have references defensively.
Saichi Kamada then setting it up there for Takumi Minamino. There's Japan prodding and poking, trying to find their way to the carpool lane if they can. Back to their left side, and again it's Kamada. Cold filtered pass into the area. Now it's time to defend, and Cesar Montes, made in Sonora, does the job, but the offside is finally signaled. Last night, that's what happened to me, as Minamino was the one that penetrated. Last night I was doing the Chargers and Chiefs, and doing football, it was the first time in my life that I've had something similar. As we take a look at the remix, definitely offside. But on the Chargers touchdown, what ended up being the winning touchdown, I kind of held back Mariano from fully calling it, because I saw a couple of flags, and it felt like it's kind of like the situation in soccer where it's like, you know the offside's coming, you're just waiting for it, and they lag, and it's finally there. But in the case of Chargers Chiefs, I was just thinking, okay, here comes the flag. This is where they're going to take away the touchdown and give the Chiefs an opportunity. No, it was a touchdown. The Chargers won, so puro Charger power. Let's move it with some power, move it up the right side with Sanchez trying to break through a couple of defenders. 1v2, not going to work out, and assisted by Alvarado, and earning a throw-in for Mexico.
In these final minutes, I think Mexico has been able to get a little bit more possession of the ball. We saw the numbers. It's even, but Mexico over the 50s. They have been able, and I think it's because Japan dropped a little bit the first line of confrontation, allowing Mexico to have possession in this part of the field. I want Mexico to have possession in the final third, or even in the middle third. Try to be creative and link up with the midfielders and the forwards.
Sanchez. Montes. Got a couple of options. Alvarado, one of those. Feeds it forward. Short pass to Sanchez. Again, Mexico also running a weapons check. They're going to switch it up, go to the left side with Gallardo. He's going to take it upfield with Vega. Vega back across the halfway line to Johan Vázquez. Once again, sets it up for Montes. Montes to Sanchez. Alvarado. Orbelín Was well marked there. The man in the area is Ayumu Seko, and now it's taken by Japan and a chance to create here for the Blue Samurai. As you see, everybody shaking, breaking, trying to save the opportunity, but a big time save by Luis Angel Malagon at 27 going on 28 minutes, and we are still 0-0. And Rolanderos, I want to go to you. Just talk to me a little bit about what Vasco Aguirre has told you, has told most of the press over these last few days, in particular about the rivals he is looking for Mexico as they get ready for 2026.
He was very emphatic that even when Mexico doesn't have rivals in qualifiers, he has to face the toppest teams in all corners of the world, and this is a great chance.
A great opportunity and a good feed, but even better defense by Sanchez. Give me that! Disarms him rather easily. Now a chance to create for Mexico with Orbelin, who works at the Joncan, and now it's Gallardo. Go ahead, Rodo. Oh, wait a minute. Now Japan, quick strike opportunity here, trying to cut it back inside of the right leg, and it's Cesar Montes not allowing it nor permitted. He put an end to that and canceled the trip for Japan as Vega does the same thing. Now it's Marcel Ruiz to Orbelin. Raul can't absorb it cleanly, but this is a foul, and this is going to be against Marcel Ruiz at Mexico. Now, Rolon, you can continue.
They're going to take a break because Edson Alvarez might have caught a bad one right there. The referee will allow the medical staff to check up on the Mexico captain. We'll see if he's able to continue. But speaking of the rivals, yeah, Mexico will face next month Ecuador and Colombia, and on November they will face Uruguay and Paraguay. And for the upcoming FIFA date on March 2026, they were likely be facing Portugal for the re-inauguration of the Azteca Stadium, which will be one of the matches that probably all the fans will want to be a part of. Azteca, after all that remodelations that has been going on in the past months, and facing one of the top teams in Europe, that will be a sight to see previous to the World Cup.
And Rolo, yes, after all of the construction being done and modifications to that stadium, hermano, I know there's one thing you're not going to modify. You already have your tickets ready, because like a lot of people as journalists, you want to see CR7. You're one of those that considers Cristiano Ronaldo the top player in the world.
The GOAT. We want to see the GOAT. He got a brace today at the European qualifiers. By the way, Eric Lira is warming up as a precaution to see if Edson Alvarez isn't able to continue.
I think he's not going to be able to continue.
We saw
Pesaña saying he's done. Maybe it's precaution. He was touching the right hamstring, Edson Alvarez. We were taking a look at the replay, and I don't know if it's really bad, but let's just recap a little bit what happened with Edson Alvarez. He was in the Premier League. He moved to Fenerbahce in Turkey, and then Mourinho was fired. Now he is in Fenerbahce with a coach that he's not expecting. He didn't, from my perspective, he played Gold Cup. He didn't do the right preseason, and then you bring him here to play these type of games. Obviously, the traveling, the lack of preseason maybe is taking a toll on Edson Alvarez right now.
And that's a guy that you want to see healthy at all times. Part of the spirit of what Mexico has recaptured, their dominance as the emperors of CONCACAF. Things were strange, I know, to you, to a lot of journalists, Rolo, to see the United States dominate for so long and see Mexico suffer for so long post-2022. So Lira will enter for Alvarez. We'll see how this modifies things a little bit for El Tri.
It won't change much in the structure.
Now wearing the
So the change is made, and the ball's going to drift all the way to the feet of Luis Angel Malagon. He's been required to make a save just once in this first half, first 32 minutes, and he came up big time, but not tested. Otherwise, Japan has infiltrated a couple of opportunities, and a couple of chances were sent away by the Mexican defenses. At 32 minutes, we're still 0-0 in Oakland. Oh, careful now. And that was always the criticism about Luis Ángel Malagón, that he'll spill a ball here and there.
Well, and it's the same with Memo Ochoa. The best goalkeeper that the Mexican side has is Tala Rangel. If we're going to talk about managing the ball with his feet, it's not the main characteristics you have to have as a goalkeeper. But in my eyes, or under my eyes, I think Tala Malagón is. Tala Rangel is the best option.
And we'd like to welcome all of you that were enjoying Major League Baseball on Fox Deportes, joining us now at 32 minutes. Alongside Mariano Trujillo and Rodo Landeros, whose pitch side, I'm Adrian Garcia Marquez. Mexico versus Japan, the Blue Samurai versus the Emperors of CONCACAF.
Hola amigos, tenemos que hablar. Como ustedes ya saben, estaré dentro del proyecto La Liga de la...
Demonstrated, especially under their manager, the ability to quickly strike a group of talented players. You were talking about it, Mariano, just the way, the confidence that Japan patrols, navigates, does everything right, disciplined team, and therefore they've already had a nice run here, 4 matches straight unbeaten.
I remember this Japan side a long time ago being very disciplined, running all over the place, but sometimes being naive. I think that's in the past. This team it's organized, it's disciplined, they have a structure, they have a lot of quality, and I'm not saying that they have changed their personality being on the field, but they're also clever and smart, and they know how to get things done offensively and defensively. If they have to be physical, just right now, they can do it.
And a chance to filter it into the area now, setting it up to Cracker, but Marcel Reyes says, give me that. He's going to float it forward to Alexis Vega. Now a chance for Mexico. Coming up the left flank. Alexis with the vision, runs a weapons check, sends it over to Orbelin. And the moment is gone for Mexico, and at 34, still 0-0.
Great recovery from Mitoma, this number 7. It's just one of the biggest skills that this Japan side has, Adrian, is the endurance. They can go forward and they can go back the whole game, the 90 minutes plus. And it's the same characteristics that some Mexican players have, but they haven't been able to do it because Japan is performing very well the defensive side of the game. As we can see right now, they choose now to be in a low block, making the spaces tough and difficult to find for the Mexican side.
And being a little physical as well with Alexis Vega. You saw him receive that push. And the ball pushed back to Cesar Montes. Going to take it across the halfway line, going right side of Sanchez. Sanchez. Montes. And again, we welcome all of you that were enjoying Major League Baseball this afternoon on Fox Deportes. Alongside Mariano Trujillo and Rodolfo Landeros, whose pitch side, I'm Adrian Garcia Marquez, the Mexican national team in English. On Fox Deportes, Mexico, Japan. Japan coming in ranked number 17 in the world. And under a full moon, Mexico looking to convert some goals here. We'll see what happens. But together, who's going to be that werewolf tonight?
Well, I hope Raúl Jiménez, right? We'll see. We'll see if they can do it. I was checking the formation, Adrian, with Japan playing 5-2-3, as we can see it right now. The free man for Mexico will be either the holding midfielder or one of the interiors, either Orbelin Pineda or Marcel Ruiz, but they have to find the spaces. And the rest of the players, they need to know these to try to connect with them as soon as they can, as fast as they can, in order to unbalance and try to break Japan's defense. If they try to go to the flanks, to the sidelines, it's pretty easy for Japan because they have good references defensively, as we can see it right now.
We saw how they were trying to find that reference. Then Raúl Jiménez trying to establish something, floating it forward to him, but again, he was marked by 3.
There.
Now it's Lira. Has a chance to fire up the grill with Alexis Vega. Vega's going to cut it inside. He's going to filter it forward to Orbelin. Orbelin leaving it, cracking it. Raúl saved by Japan.
Good sequence, and started with Eric Lira, the holding midfielder. He's able to get the ball turned and then play it to the side, and then it's a different perspective, different picture that Japan needs to deal with. It's a great combination in the final third that ends up with a Raúl Jiménez shot. That's what Mexico needs to find, either the holding midfielder or Orbelin Pineda and Marcel Ruiz behind the 2 midfielders, the defensive midfielders that Japan has at the moment.
Alongside Mariano Trujillo, En Rodolanderos, Adrian Garcia Marquez, Mexico on Fox Deportes. Ball headed forward. Marcel to Raul, who clicks it back to Orbelin. Orbelin can go to Alexis inside the 18. Floats it into the area looking for Marcel Ruiz. Not finding him. It's cleared away by Japan, but still the possession, the light is commanded by Mexico and Vega. But the ball's going to drift out. It's going to be a throw-in for the Mexican side.
It's been better for Mexico in these last minutes. Good sequences, a better idea on how to break Japan's defense, which hasn't been easy throughout the game.
Johan Vázquez. Again out to Gallardo. Orbelin tries to provide some support, but once again, Japan's defenders are a little bit too much, and in this case, you saw with what energy he's been playing the whole entire match. But we're talking about Takefusa Kubo. Yeah, have you ever watched the movie Kubo?
Not really.
You just kind of stroke one string and magic things happen. Well, he's been trying to provide just that for Master Muriyasu.
Boy, and he's been doing it in La Liga, Spanish football, with different teams. It's a player that I enjoy watching him being on the field. He's crafty. He's not the biggest, like I said, but he handles the ball. He manages the ball with great quality. In that last sequence, Adrian, we saw 5 players from Japan close to the sideline and only 2, maybe 3 players from Mexico. So decision making is very important. If you cannot go forward, if you cannot progress, switch the point of attack so you can have a better scenario, a better situation. What happened over there in the outfield? It's a little dark over there. No, I think it's one of the lights.
Yeah.
The corner kick.
I think Rolo might have hit one of those extra balls, tried to kick it away.
Yeah, probably.
He
yes.
took out the transformer over there.
He does
Thank you for letting me know. I'm not going to switch to the home plate right now.
At 39 minutes, Mexico building from the back. No, it's an Alvarez, so now it's Cesar Montes wearing the captain's armband and trying to find Raul Jimenez, who's getting pushed, shoved. They took his wallet on a couple of occasions already. Inside of these first 39 minutes, still nothing.
I love the referee's approach. You know, yeah, there's a little bit of physicality, a little bit of contact. Play on. I like that.
And Kubo asking for attention. The man from Real Sociedad has been a problema real inside of these 39, almost 40 minutes. As Mexico earning the throw in again past the touchline. Gallardo trying to pressure off that coastline and trying to connect with Vega. The Diablo combo for Toluca coming up that left flank. Sanchez. Alvarado gets that taken from him rather easily, but Sanchez is there to provide a little bit of support. Now it's Montes over to Johan Vázquez. Gallardo. And so disciplined. You mentioned, Mariano, how Japan immediately switch it and just take away all avenues. Aren't letting Mexico breathe when they get into their attacking zones, be it the attacking third, which they've arrived at very little inside of these 40 minutes. It just seems like once they get across the halfway line, they're already being challenged for the possession.
Yeah, and they pick and choose the moments.
Again.
Yeah, that was a foul. It was late.
Yeah, that was a little bit late on the call there, yep.
They pick and choose their moments. Sometimes they drop when they feel they're not compact and there's not enough numbers to go and apply pressure. They drop. They don't have any problem. But when they feel they're compact and the whole team is together in the middle block or in the initial block from Mexico, they go in and try to apply high pressure. They create a triangle with the number 9 and the 2 wingers tucking in, allowing Mexico to play with the fullbacks. It's a trap. They throw the bait and Mexico is biting it.
And now a chance to read from the book of spells for Alexis Vega and Mexico at 41 minutes. Set piece opportunity. Instead, he's going to leave it for Alvarado on his left foot. Delivers into the box. A chance for Raul. Can't get on it. And Raul just a little tug of the shorts there to slow everything down as you saw Kaoru Mitoma trying to take it upfield. 42 minutes, still 0-0.
Good pressure from Mexico, Adrian. It was a fair sequence, first set piece. They weren't able to accomplish something, but they react right away. to try to get the ball back. The counter press has been good for Mexico, but Japan, with their quality, they don't panic. They don't just put the 50-50 ball. They try to play through the pressure, and they have been able to do it, like in this last sequence with Mitoma and the pressure from Raúl Jiménez.
Zion Suzuki plays at Parma. Sends it all the way to the other side, the other box, and now it's the header by Marcel Ruiz. And still with Japan and the theatrics. And look at that. That was nice work by Mitoma. And still with Japan, they command the leg. Watanabe. Again, it's Minamino. Kamada. Vega pressures the ball. Japan triangulates. Ball stolen by Marcel Ruiz and Johan Vázquez. And then trying to feed it back. Orbelin makes a mistake as he was looking to connect with Marcel Ruiz. Now a chance for Japan. Broen Sanchez trying to create havoc. He does, but he's going to get signaled for the foul.
Yeah, Marcel Ruiz needs to calm down. Probably was a foul on him. Probably. But he's been doing this with Toluca as well. He's losing his mind. He's not keeping his cool. After that, he goes and tries to retaliate right away. It was a foul. I mean, at this level, Adrian, you need to be clever. You need to be smart. It was a foul on me. You didn't call it. All right, I'm going to be. You said a word in the pregame show, patience. You need to be patient. And then it will be payback time. But Marcel Ruiz reacts right away and concedes a foul in a dangerous area for Mexico.
And Mitoma, a man that plays at Brighton and Hove Albion, showing you his technical skills as a set-piece opportunity brewing for Japan at 44 minutes. And well aware Luis Ángel Malagón already required to make a big-time save, and he did.
From there, I think it's going to be Kubo.
He's going to play the string into goal. Let's see. Cracks it, floats it into the area, headed clear by Johan Vázquez, but not completely the clearance that he wanted, as Mitoma will take it again. As we arrive at 44, going on 45. Mexico had tried to fire up the grill a little bit more, turn up the heat. But Japan have responded accordingly, defensively speaking, have been able to put out any little fire that Mexico has tried to start.
But it's been better for Mexico in the final minutes. I think after minute 20th, Mexico started to find a better rhythm, a better chemistry on the pitch. Still not dominating, but competing in a better way.
And this is going to be for Mexico. We're throwing, and Gallardo, they've been asking Gallardo to throw on that hard hat and lunch pail. And Rodolanderos, I'll go to you on this. It just seems like for years now, we're going on since 2022. Fans, maybe some of the writers, people that follow the Mexican national team have been asking for another left back, and Gallardo just does not want to give up the position.
And there has been no competition until Mateo Chavez. This last semester, he was one of the outstanding players for Chivas, made his move to AZ Alkmaar in the Netherlands, and obviously considered by Javier Aguirre in the friendlies and some games during the Gold Cup. 1 minute at a time, and the medical staff from Japan is right now approaching Takefusa Kubo, just right outside the box, talking to Luis Ángel Malagón. He speaks perfectly Spanish. In fact, he was Javier Aguirre's player back in Mallorca, and a player that Javier Aguirre knows so well. We'll see if Take Kubo will be able to continue.
Now, Mariano Trujillo, looking at some of the elements on the bench tonight, possible modifications for El Tri coming into the second half. Where do you find the spark? Irving Lozano?
Yeah,
Santi
for sure.
Jimenez?
That's another good option. Irving Lozano. Considering what Japan is proposing on the field, Adrian, I would like to see Eric Sanchez in the middle of the field instead of Marcel Ruiz. Not because Marcel Ruiz is not a good player, but because of the the dynamics that Eric Sanchez brings to the table, I think it will be helpful for the Mexican side to hold the ball and also to do what Japan is doing, play box to box, play on both sides of the field. Chucky Lozano will be a great addition. I think Piojo Alvarado has been silent and quiet in this initial half. So Irving Lozano on the right-hand side, I think Alexis Vega is been doing it well. And maybe Santi Jimenez. That was one of my arguments prior to this game. I understand Raúl Jimenez has been the number 9 for Javier Aguirre, but at the moment, the one having more minutes, it's Santi Jimenez. And I think it was a good option, a better option for Javier Aguirre for this game. But obviously, you have to respect what Javier Aguirre does. He has them most of the time in the camp, so he knows better, without a doubt.
And called into camp again now, it's Juan Jose Purat as another name that we got to consider for tonight inside of those that next 45. Ball headed away by Alvarado. It's going to be the end. This is the end. My only friend. That was the Doors, but that was it right there from the first 45 in Oakland. Nothing. We'll be back.
Somos tu mejor selección. Celebramos con el auténtico sabor de los meses.
definida.
El pase atrás.
Sánchez. Balón largo. Alvarado.
Va sacando la pelota por fuera.
Minamino. Camada. Álvarez.
La pelota para él. Atención, lo movieron justito.
Álvarez.
A ver, producción. Sí, producción. A ver si se puede ahí mandar una encuesta para el chat. ¿Sí creen que haya algo?
Retrasándose tanto en el campo de juego.
Se pica el partido, amigos. Mientras tanto, la salida para el inicio.
De este encuentro, balón largo, buscando ahora a Jorge Sánchez, quien perdió la pelota, va a tener el saque de banda, el hombre del conjunto cementero. Al final no, el árbitro auxiliar dice que es pelota para los que hoy visten de blanco, los japoneses. Saque de banda y lo va a poner en circulación a Yumu Seko, el casaca número 22. Y lo que mencionábamos, mucha aficionado mexicano apoyando a Japón, mucho aficionado japonés tirándole buena onda a los mexicanos. Muy bonito lo que estamos viendo en las gradas mientras se pide la asistencia médica para Ko Itakura, el hombre del Ajax, Víctor.
Pues sí, termina resentido físicamente el número 4 y es que venimos platicando, ¿no? Que es un partido de muchísima intensidad. Me temo que lo de Itakura me da la impresión de que es un tema en el tobillo porque se desabrocha el taquete, se desabrocha el zapato y me parece que le señala por ahí a sus compañeros un tallón a la altura del talón de Aquiles. Entonces quizás sea por tema de un golpe, no alcancé a apreciar, a ver si ahorita el equipo de producción, el director de cámaras nos pudiera mostrar en qué momento queda lesionado el futbolista del Ajax. Mientras tanto, el director técnico Moriyasu Oscar, que ya empieza a pensar en posibles modificaciones.
Sí, parece que el casaca número 16 del equipo japonés ya está listándose para entrar. Vamos a ver, me parece que están haciendo la seña del cambio. No sé si vaya a poder seguir el hombre del Ajax, Ko Itakura. Parece que no, con el futbolista que está preparándose para entrar. Pero bueno, falta ver si decide continuar, si puede. Parece que ya se está reincorporando. 58 minutos de partido. Ko Itakura se para, pone un poco de peso sobre el tobillo. Intenta trotar, parece que no, ya no va a dar más. Parece que ya no va a dar más, va a salir del terreno de juego y cuando la tengas lista, Víctor, todo apunta a que tendremos la primera modificación del lado japonés, porque recordemos, Edson Álvarez salió por lesión, un tema muscular en el primer tiempo y entró Eric Lira. Parece que sí, se va a venir, ya están alistando la modificación del equipo japonés y también se vienen... dos de los tres hombres que queríamos ver en este partido, Víctor, del conjunto mexicano. Te tocó pesada la chamba. Varios futbolistas que van a ser modificados en estos casi 60 minutos de partido. 3 me parece que son del conjunto mexicano. 4, el primero de ellos ya se dispone a entrar. Y 1 japonés, Víctor. Sí, voy contigo.
Sí, el cambio japonés, te lo voy adelantando, va a salir de la cancha Itakura con el número 4 y dejará su lugar para que ingrese con la número 16. Me parece que era Hiroki Sekine, correcto, que va a entrar en sustitución del zaguero central que saca 4. Entonces a la cancha estará Hiroki Sekine. Ahorita te confirmo más información de este futbolista. También se prepara por parte del seleccionado mexicano Santiago Jiménez, el bebote, el hombre del Milan, seguramente lo estará reemplazando a Raúl Jiménez en ese sentido. Se perfila también para ingresar a la cancha, tú lo pedías, a Irving Lozano, el regreso del Chucky a la selección desde hace más de un año que no viste la camiseta tricolor, entonces hoy está de vuelta ese característico número 22 que solía aportar. Ahí se confirma el primer cambio, el de Japón, sale Itakura para dejar en su lugar a Hiroki Sekine con la número 16. Se va cumpliendo la hora de partido. De cualquier manera, recordarle a la gente que todos estos cambios usted los puede checar en la aplicación de SofaScore. Primera modificación de México, sale Alexis Vega con la número 10 y le dejará ingreso a Irving Lozano, el hombre del San Diego Fútbol Club, con la número 22. Sale también el Piojo Alvarado, el número 25, para dejar ese puesto a Germán Berterame. Entra el número 7, el atacante de Rayados de Monterrey. Entró Berterame en sustitución del propio Piojo Alvarado. Entra a la cancha también Santiago Jiménez. No me alcanzo a quedar con la opinión si sale Raúl, me parece que sí.